Welcome to the Millcreek Government Channel. I'm Judy Zelina. Today we're going to be talking about a subject that happens every year no matter where you are. We're talking about the flu. Flu season's upon us, and I have someone here from an organization that is working very hard to help prevent you getting the flu and to keep it a light flu season, right?
Absolutely.
We have Rochelle Karinsky, and Rochelle is the CEO of LifeWorks Erie. And thank you so much for coming on the show and letting us know what you have, what your plan is for flu season this year.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here, Judy. As you know, we've been doing this a long time. LifeWorks Erie, formerly the Erie Center on Health and Aging, has been doing this 38 years.
38 years it's been already?
38 years. So we have a great deal of experience in providing flu vaccinations, pneumonia vaccination to individuals throughout Northwest PA. Actually, Erie County and Crawford County is where we provide these services.
I doubt if many of our viewers are not familiar with LifeWorks, but for someone who's just tuning in, can you tell us a little bit about LifeWorks Erie?
Well, you know, the history of LifeWorks Erie is really interesting because it began in 1972 when then Mayor Tullio decided he wanted a senior center for the city of Erie. And so they started the senior center back then. But what made it very distinctive was that there was a group of citizens who also felt it was important to think about and plan for the health of our older adults. And they started a group called Senior Healthcare that eventually became a full geriatric medical practice housed within the Erie Center on Health and Aging. So it was quite a model nationally to have not only a senior center with all the typical programs and socialization events, having a full healthcare practice for older adults. That practice is no longer at the center. It's, you know, moved out.
Right.
But all of the other programs that we provide and focus on are screening, health screenings, prevention, all of the lifelong learning programs we've introduced, which are really robust. And the whole idea is to help people to be as active physically and intellectually as they can to successfully age. So we're trying to look at the holistic approach of our older adults, and selfishly, as an older adult, I'm looking at things that will keep me involved, keep me intellectually vibrant, and have programs that are exciting. Another program we introduced about 2 years ago that I'm very excited about is a consortia with all the area universities. So many of our lectures are provided by experts from each of the universities, informing us about groundbreaking research in specific areas. So it's just a marvelous way to stay in touch with all the assets we have in the region.
This is what I find so interesting and exciting about the new LifeWorks Erie, is what I like to look at it as.
Yeah.
The updated, modern, hip version of seniors, that seniors can enjoy. The Lifelong Learning Institute, I have these at the Millcreek Municipal Building. This is the schedule. This happens to be the summer schedule, but every season they've got something new. And if you take a look at this, there is something for everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody. I don't care what your physical ability is. You've got exercise programs.
We do.
You have speakers. So stop and pick one of these up. But this is, of course, just part of what they do. Today we want to talk to you about the flu.
Okay.
And now you are still conducting the flu campaign again this year, correct?
Oh, absolutely. This is a major part of our mission in keeping our citizens healthy and helping anyone who's a resident of Northwest PA, and I'm again talking about Erie County and Crawford County, in providing immunizations to, again, keep us healthy. Our target are children age 9 and older and adults of all age. And the reason for that is you can't just segregate folks and say we're just going to target people over 65. It's not realistic. We live in a community, we live in families, and many of our older adults are taking care of grandchildren, and obviously Flu season, by the way, starts around, I'd say, the end of December, January, February, March, but often we'll see it erupt in October. So what we want to do at that point in time, people are indoors. Our weather changes and you start to be in close quarters, and kids are back in school and they love to share things, including germs. So the idea of immunizing individuals now, and by the way, our clinics will start in September 8th, we'll start having our clinics, and then of course, you'll ask me about the expo, which is September 16th. We will start really in a full-blown way providing immunizations. We have 300 clinics, both public and private, all over Erie County and Crawford County. We're in the schools, we're in businesses, we're at the Ys, we're there during the week, we're there on weekends to make it easy for people.
Well, I know you do make it easy because we are having the flu shots, we're giving them at the municipal building, and you even have evening hours.
Yeah.
So for many of the people that you're targeting, because they're in the work world,
right,
and they're being exposed to the virus, to the flu, they can come and get a flu shot there right after work.
That's right, and we want to make it, as accessible. And we also offer flu shots, pneumonia shots down at 406 Peachtree, which is our main facility, Monday through Friday from 9 to 5. Again, making it easy for people who are, either coming, going to work or coming back after work. So we really want to make it as easy as possible. And I mentioned some of the sites are private sites, so we go to work sites. We're invited to come into businesses, and we make it, again, as easy, and we work with the employer to say, you tell us what works for you, and then we have a professional nurse go there and provide the vaccinations for the employees so they don't have to leave work. And this is our effort, again, at keeping our community healthy. I don't think people realize the flu is very communicable. I mean, it spreads easily, and it's not a cold. The flu is a bad disease. It's viral. It spreads through droplets,
and
sneezing.
It can be very dangerous, correct?
It can be for our youngest and our oldest. Mm-hmm. And we've had some strains, if you remember, the year before last, where it really affected our 18-year-olds, our young adults, who are the ones who tend to feel like, hey, this can't really affect me, and I'm, invulnerable, so that it's like...
Well, I was at 18,
hey,
weren't you?
Absolutely. Nothing was going to bother me. So, again, it's so important to really, if you think, well, it's not important for me to get it, get the shot to protect those you care about. Your family members, the people in your community, your coworkers. It's really as much for them as it is for you.
I have a question, Rochelle. I've been working with you guys for many years, right, with the flu shots. You always used to have the kickoff campaign in October.
Right.
Okay, now it's in September the last couple years. Why are you starting earlier?
When I took over the organization in 2011, as I looked at the timing of it, it really seemed to make more sense to start earlier. And September seemed like a good time. The kids have all gone back to school, and it was early enough in the season to have this event to get people in and get them vaccinated early enough. It takes 2 weeks for the flu vaccine to really have an effect. And once you have it, it will protect you throughout the season. So it was the right time.
Okay.
August seems a little early.
Right,
but
you're not thinking flu in August.
No, but September, and this year it's September 16th.
Okay.
At the Erie Shrine Club from 8 to 3.
Okay, if you're watching this program and that time has passed, don't worry, because you continue the shots and you have a schedule going all the way through. How long do you carry this campaign
The end of February.
Through? The end of February.
Yeah, we continue. We won't have as many outside clinics after December, but we will be continuing to provide vaccinations through the end of February.
Okay, how do you choose these sites?
You know, we look at geographically what makes the most sense. We obviously already provide a lot of screening programs throughout the senior centers, the several senior centers throughout Erie County. We work with the AAA in Crawford County, Active Aging, and they have a number of sites that we provide vaccinations to individuals there. And then we have other public sites in Crawford County. So we try to look at convenience, accessibility, what makes the most sense for folks to, in terms of them getting there. And then for the private workplace, obviously we're talking directly to the employers.
Okay. All right. Here's a question too.
Sure.
Who staffs your clinics?
We have professional nurses who staff all our clinics. We have over 250 volunteer nurses who give us their time year after year. It is an amazing event. I'm an RN, and when I first moved to Erie in 1985, and I was working at actually Hammett, many of us volunteered for this event because it's such a great community public health event. And I have to tell you that effort continues to this day. It's really a heartwarming thing to see all these professionals step forward. The thing that makes us so different in having all these professional nurses provide these services, they're there not only to give the vaccination and are very good at it, but secondly, to answer any questions you might have about the vaccine, about complications, any other questions you may have that you might want to take back to your primary care physician, but they're there for you. And I think that makes us very different.
It really does, and I can vouch for it. I only get my shots at your clinics because I know it's being given by a nurse. And honestly, I can always I never feel it.
Yeah.
I'm always waiting for it. It's like, okay, here it comes, here it comes. I'm waiting, and they say, okay, it's done. I mean, they're very good at what they do. And again, they're there if someone may develop any complications, any fears, any concerns. They're there for them. And
there's always, you know, the process when you come into a clinic. There's always a volunteer to take your insurance information and, you know, name, address, all of that. And then the nurse is there, obviously, to answer any questions. She will always go through a series of questions to make sure that there's no reason for you not to have a vaccination. So if you've had a reaction in the past, whatever, we want to make sure we understand that. If there were a problem, every nurse is CPR certified. We have medications to deal with if there's a reaction.
That's what I like about it. It's right. You know, you guys are right there on top of it. Okay, now, if I go to one of the clinics, I'm going to go get a shot. What do I need to bring with me, and how much is this going to cost me?
Sure. First of all, bring your driver's license and your insurance cards. And that's what the volunteer who's taking the information will need so that they can get the accurate information. It just helps a great deal and speeds up the process, which is very fast, by the way. And so that's the information we need. There is no upfront cost because I would say 99.9% of all insurance companies see this as a preventive function. And so that's paid for by your insurance company. So there is no upfront cost, and we bill all insurances, Medicare, Medicaid, all the commercial insurance, we bill them all. And I just want to say that anything we get from the insurance company for providing that vaccination goes right back into our programming and stays locally. And I can't overemphasize how important that is. We've been doing this for 38 years. It's not only part of our mission, but it also is a major way that we fund the very incredible programs that Judy was referencing, and it stays here for all of you. So if you have a choice, I'd ask that you please look at one of our many clinics that we have scheduled throughout Erie County and Crawford County and take advantage of them, or come down to 406 Peach Street.
And I think that's so important with different organizations, that any funding or any money goes right back into our community, right back into services. That's so important.
Oh yeah, and I don't think folks realize that, but it's really, this is an important effort for us, and we couldn't do it without all of you. And one other item that I want to mention, through the generosity of the Erie Department of Health, we've again received a grant to have free vaccine for individuals who have no insurance. So if an individual comes in and somehow they're in between jobs or somehow they have not gotten insurance coverage, we do have vaccine for them. So there's no excuse to avoid getting vaccinated, and we will have that vaccine with us at all our clinics.
That is absolutely wonderful. What a great community service.
It is, and we've worked for years with the Department of Health of Pennsylvania and with the Erie County Department of Health. We have a great working relationship. We work closely during this time to make sure that together we're, again, keeping Erie County healthy and providing appropriate vaccinations to citizens. So again, age 9 and older for children, and adults of all ages.
Okay, I want to talk now about your Shrine Club kickoff event. Okay, that again is happening this year in September 16th.
Correct.
Now, for someone who has never been to this event, what can they expect?
It's an amazing thing.
It is.
It's
It
really
is. I've
amazing.
been there.
We're there
Every
from
year.
8 to 3 on September 16th. And when you come in, we've really set it up so we not only have the kickoff event for the flu vaccination campaign, and by the way, we also have pneumonia vaccine for those individuals who are interested in a pneumonia shot. And I'll come back and talk more about the pneumonia vaccine. But you come in and you're directed to an area where the process we talked about earlier, where there's registration staff to register you, get all your information, and all our professional nurses are on board so that there's no lines, no long wait, no nothing. So it really works beautifully, and we've been doing it enough years that it is an amazing thing to see. Then as you come out of that area, you walk into the main ballroom at the Shrine Club, and we have our expo, Living Well, Living Long. And we will have lots of vendors there that really support that theme.
Right.
And so we have neighborhoods, as we call them, living actively, living curiously, living, you know, and I can't even remember all, there's so many themes. Let me look here. We have so many themes here that actively, curiously, vibrantly, adventurously. So all these vendors that are invited support those themes.
Right.
So it's just a great time. And we have lectures and entertainment going on. So it's just an amazing event, Judy.
It really is, because something different is always happening.
Yeah.
Like Rochelle said, there are lectures. Now, you'll have it written on the board, the schedule of who's going to be talking on what topic and so forth when they get there, for instance.
We have a program that every single person will get that outlines where all the vendors are and the times for all of the events. Yeah.
Okay. I find it interesting because when I go walking around, because of course I do, I'm nosy, I gotta know what's going on.
Of course.
I do. And there's always one or two vendors, and I think I've been around in this business for a while that I'd never heard of, and I learned something new with every one of your kickoff campaigns. I do. And
that's really the purpose. Again, remember that the Lifelong Learning Institute, which is a major part of LifeWorks Erie, it's really about informing us, keeping us current with information that will help us live a healthy, vibrant life as we get older. So this is really important to us, that we support that whole idea and theme. And a lot of our lecturers are from LECOM Health. We have experts from the Institute for Successful Aging. We also have entertainment from some of the universities, from Mercyhurst and so forth. And we hope to have folks from WQLN who often come to talk about their new season, talk about Intellectually and Curiously, which are some really incredible programming.
Great programs.
Yeah.
So they're really, now again, and I've said this before on different things, but truly, with LifeWorks, whatever event that they put on, whatever programs that they have, there really is something for everyone. They do not, they're not just in one little teeny niche. Right. You expand, and you're bringing the boomers on board, and
well, you know, our age, we've really targeted folks age 50 and older.
Yes.
And there's a reason for that, because so many of us are still in the workforce. I call it the sandwich generation. So we're still working, we have children at home, we have parents that we're advising who are still very active but retired, and grandparents. So it's an amazing time for us. And I look at myself. My mother will be 91 this year and travels all over the world. So I have children, grown children, and I'm not an exception. So there are those of us who are still advising our parents, still looking for information, not only for them, but for ourselves. And I just want to mention, Judy, that last July, LifeWorks Erie became part of the LECOM health system. And that now has given us access to programs and services that we didn't formerly have. So if you're a member at LifeWorks Erie, you can have access to pharmacists to advise you and review your medications. That's a free consultation. Dietitian, if you have questions about dietary issues. So it's really been remarkable and a great opportunity for us to continue to expand and be relevant.
What an asset for LifeWorks.
Yeah.
It really is. It really is. I also, you mentioned pneumonia shots briefly. Can you tell me a little bit about that? What would be involved? Can anybody just go in and get a pneumonia shot?
Well, the standards are basically if you're 65 and older, that you would be eligible for a pneumonia vaccination. If you're younger than that, there's usually criteria for that.
Okay.
Like if you've had chronic upper respiratory disease and so forth. Recently, there's been a new vaccine that's come out called Prevnar 13. So if you've had a pneumovax or a pneumonia vaccination in the past, if it's 1 year since that time and you're over 65 or 65 and older, we can give you that booster, that Prevnar 13. And we're asking that you call LifeWorks Erie and make an appointment to receive that booster. We won't be taking that Prevnar 13 to all the sites just because we have we have vaccine on hand, but it's just easier for us to set it up by schedule.
Okay. I want people to remember that we are having the flu shots at the Millcreek Municipal Building. We're having them in September, October, and November. September 18th, October 8th, November 12th. You're never going to remember these dates, so you're just going to have to give me a call. Or I'll have it posted at the Municipal Building. It's on the menu. But I'll tell you one thing. I think this is an absolute wonderful, wonderful asset to our community that you go out, not only in Erie County, but you mentioned even Crawford County.
Oh yeah, we do. And also in terms of those dates and clinics, check the showcase. We'll have all of them listed there. It's also on our website, don'tlettheflubugyou.com. If you go to that, you'll see all of our sites. And Jet TV and Fox 66 will also be have it on their channels and on their website. So we do everything we can to make sure that folks have access to not only those sites that will be held at the municipal building, but all over the county. So, and if you have a question, you can always call LifeWorks Erie. That number is 459-4132. And someone will gladly give you the information you're looking for.
Now, Rochelle, we're almost at the end of our show, but I wanted to ask, how many flu shots did you give out last year?
We gave 11,000 flu shots and about 110 pneumonia vaccinations.
Okay, and I'm sure you'll do more than that. Well, you grow with every year too, don't you?
We have. That's about the same number that we're projecting for this year. It's a lot of vaccinations. And again, I would ask people to remember, if you have a choice, come to one of our clinics. Not only because I believe we do an extraordinary job in offering the vaccination, but also ask that when you do come to us, that any monies we receive stay here in Erie County and go right into programming.
Rochelle, thank you so much for joining us, letting us know about the kickoff campaign, and that you are still going to be doing the flu campaign throughout the season.
Absolutely.
Viewers, if you have any questions, again, visit their website. It's www.don'tlettheflubug.com. That's all one word, too. And you can give them a call at 453-5072, or you can feel free to give me a call. I will have their access to their schedule, too, if you happen to miss any at the municipal building, and if you want to know if there's one a little closer to you. So again, thank you, Rochelle. It's going to be an exciting year for you. I can't wait to see you at the Shrine Club.
Oh, it's always a pleasure, Judy. Thanks.
Crack of dawn, I'm there, as long as you have coffee.
Oh, we'll have lots of coffee.
Viewers, again, thank you for tuning in to the Millcreek Government Channel. Until next time, have a wonderful day.
You're watching the Millcreek Government Channel, powered by WQLN Public Media.